A once disregarded man, Raymond, surprises everyone by founding New Path Transport, a company that gives jobs to people society had forgotten. What happened next will show that even the forgotten can become the foundation of hope. The sharp scent of oil and paint clung to the air as light glimmered off rows of shining trucks in the Voltar Motors showroom. Salespeople chatted near coffee machines, their laughter blending with the hum of air conditioning. Then the glass doors opened, and in walked a man who seemed to have wandered in from another world. His beard was long, his clothes torn at the edges, and his boots left faint scuffs on the spotless tiles. His name was Raymond Cole, and the weariness in his eyes spoke of countless miles traveled. The staff exchanged uneasy glances. He didn't fit the picture of a customer here. Still, he walked forward slowly, gaze steady, stopping beside the grandest white truck on display. He reached out, running his rough hand across the chrome grille. "You're a beauty," he whispered softly, almost tenderly. Then he turned to the stunned room and said calmly, "I'll take 5 of these. But before we dive into what happens next, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Drop your country in the comment below and please like the video. Thank you. Now let's continue." The room froze. Then came a stifled laugh. One of the younger employees, Clara, covered her mouth, but the others didn't bother hiding their amusement. The manager, Diana Moore, a confident woman in a gray suit, folded her arms. "Sir," she said, trying not to sound condescending, "these aren't bicycles. Each of these trucks costs more than most people make in a lifetime." Raymond nodded, unbothered. "I know," he said in his gravelly voice. "And I'll still take 5. Diana blinked, unsure if he was joking. "Do you even know what you're asking for?" she said with a polite smile that barely hid her doubt. He looked around the room, meeting every eye. "Yes, and I'm asking for a chance to rebuild something that matters." The staff exchanged skeptical glances. He sounded serious, but his worn clothes made it impossible to believe. Diana sighed and turned away, whispering to her team, "Probably another drifter. Let's not waste time." Clara smirked. Maybe he thought he was buying toy trucks. The laughter rippled again, soft but cutting. Raymond heard every word but didn't react. Instead, he walked toward the water dispenser, filled a paper cup, and took a slow sip. As he drank, the overhead lights reflected in his tired eyes that had seen deserts, highways, and empty homes. His calm unnerved Diana. There was no arrogance in him, no madness, just quiet certainty. "Sir," she said, trying again, "you might be more comfortable at the used lot down the street." Raymond smiled faintly. "No," he said. "I'm exactly where I should be. Maybe it's just you who's looking at the wrong man." Something in his tone silenced the room. The laughter faded. For a brief second, curiosity replaced judgment. As Raymond waited quietly, his story unfolded in the silence of his thoughts. He had once been an engineer, a good one. A soldier before that. A man who built engines from scraps, who trained others to keep machines alive in war zones. But life had stripped him bare. His wife, Elena, had passed away after a long illness he couldn't afford to treat. His trucking business was devoured by corporations. His only son, Luke, gone too soon. Homeless but not hopeless, Raymond refused to quit. For 5 years, he fixed roadside trucks, slept in abandoned garages, and saved every coin. He dreamed of starting New Path Transport, a company for people society had forgotten: veterans, single parents, and the homeless. And today he was here to make that dream real. Not for glory but for redemption. For everyone who needed a road back. After a while, Raymond returned to the front desk. Diana barely looked up until he placed a neat stack of papers before her. "Here's my purchase order," he said quietly. She frowned. The documents were official, stamped, signed, complete. The company name read New Path Transport Incorporated. Clara leaned closer, squinting. "Is this real?" she murmured. Diana began reading aloud, but her voice faltered as her eyes reached the bottom of the form. The signature belonged to Jonathan Graves, the regional head of Voltar Motors, a man who only approved elite clients. Her pulse quickened. "How did you get this?" she asked. Raymond gave a small, knowing smile. "Jonathan was my student once," he said. "I helped him fix his first engines before he had a business to run." The air grew still. The laughter from earlier suddenly felt heavy and shameful. The next hour was chaos. Calls were made, emails confirmed, and every detail checked out. The order was genuine, the payment had been wired days ago, and Raymond's company existed. He wasn't a drifter. He was a builder, a man who had clawed his way back from nothing. The staff fell silent. Clara looked embarrassed. Diana couldn't meet his eyes. "Mr. Cole," she began, He lifted a hand gently. "There's no need," he said with a faint smile. "You only reacted the way the world teaches people to. Most look with their eyes, not with their hearts." His words cut deep. The entire room seemed to exhale at once, humbled. Diana nodded slowly, feeling the sting of truth. Raymond's calm dignity filled the space that had once been filled with laughter. Later that afternoon, as the staff began closing up, Raymond stood in the delivery bay, gazing at the 5 gleaming trucks lined side by side. Their white paint caught the fading sunlight like a promise. Diana walked up beside him, her voice quieter now. "I misjudged you," she admitted. "When you walked in, I only saw your clothes, your hands, your bag. And I thought you were just chasing a dream too big to reach." Raymond smiled, eyes soft. "Dreams don't shrink because people stop believing," he said. "They just wait for someone willing to rebuild them." He paused, resting his hand on the side of one truck. "These trucks will do more than carry goods. They'll carry hope, to people who've lost everything. That's worth more than pride or profit." For the first time in years, Diana found herself speechless. She simply nodded, eyes glistening. The next morning, the streets buzzed with curiosity as 5 brand-new Voltar trucks rolled out of the showroom. Behind each wheel sat someone society had nearly forgotten. Veterans, single mothers, men who had been sleeping under bridges just a week earlier. The townspeople whispered, amazed. Word spread quickly. The ragged old man who'd walked into Voltar Motors wasn't a fool. He was the founder of New Path Transport, a company built on compassion and second chances. A few days later, a handwritten letter arrived at the showroom. Diana unfolded it carefully. "Thank you for the laughter," it read. "It reminded me how far I've come. Perhaps kindness doesn't begin with believing in others, but in giving them a chance to prove you wrong." Diana smiled through tears. Outside, trucks rumbled toward the horizon, carrying not just goods, but proof that sometimes, the most broken souls build the strongest roads to hope. Before you scroll away, take a moment to think about what this story reminded us. That kindness, hope, and second chances still exist, even in the quiet corners of the world. If stories like this touched your heart, if you believe the world needs more compassion and fewer judgments, then please, subscribe to Echoes of Life Stories. Every week, we share true-to-life tales that heal, inspire, and remind us that humanity is still alive and beating strong. Your one click doesn't just help our channel grow. It helps spread warmth, hope, and understanding to millions who might need it right now. So please, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join the Echoes of Life family, where every story is a heartbeat of humanity. Because together we can keep kindness echoing across the world. Globe showing Europe, Africa, yellow heart.